I don't need no one.
I got all the lights on me, blinded I can barely see. No, that's where I wanna be, riding next to you in this crowded room. I don't wanna lose it tonight, lose it tonight, lose this feeling. I don't wanna know what it's like, know what it's
All right, guys. What is going on? What is Gucci gang? Welcome to Wall Street Wednesday. Welcome to the live stream. I hope today has not been a day in which your face has been ripped off. You know, I told you that Monday and Tuesday, that Wednesday would be some tomfoolery, and it seems that that has held true. So we have, let me just refresh just to make sure. We do have Powell speaking in about 40 minutes. So Fed Chair Powell speaks in about 45 minutes. So I wouldn't expect too much leading up to that. Right, Mason, right. So we'll see what happens, right? We're at all-time highs for the indices, so all-time highs can be a little bit tricky. What's really cool is I timed that tweet pretty well. Not that it matters, you know, but that was a pretty spectacular timing, if I must say. So earlier, what I was insinuating was we were at the low risk short on a market maker sell model, is what that was insinuating. Okay. Consolidation, lows, we ran higher, retracement, ran higher, retracement, ran higher, came off of that. So on the way up, I'm saying, hey, how high is this going to go? Thinking that we might have topped out on the day. We immediately trade off of that, and for about 30-45 minutes we do trade lower. We traded right into this mitigation, and that mitigation has been thus far respected. So looks like we might not do what I thought it would do earlier, and that's all right. It's not a big deal. Okay, is the chat? Did I leave the chat open? Yeah, the chat's open for subs, so anybody can hop on. What's good? Naruto, Marshall, 2020, George, Sean, Shay, Eberneth, Mr. Young, Natasha, Mason, Flacco, H, Jordan D. We missed you yesterday, man. Something to do with the macro somewhere. I was looking for you. You disappeared on me. You Houdini'd on me. You went Houdini mode. Was good. And mean. And yes, Nasdaq did play catch up. You love that, right? Who was longing yesterday? You know what I mean? You see how easy that is to record trades when you're in sync with the higher time frames? So mint. Easy. Easy. What's good? Toby. Flacco. Ooh. Got smacked today. My stop loss got hit in the span of 2 minutes. Damn. It happens, brother. It happens. What did you trade? What's good, MJ? What's good, Robert? Sent a clean 1 minute chart in Discord. Very good. What's good, Jackson? What's good, Ian or Ian? One of the two from Kenya. Very nice. Very nice. Cool. So, yeah. I don't have too much for you for today. We left some very clean highs for ES, dropped down and ran for that. So that to me now is off the table for Powell speaking. I thought earlier a little bit or later in the lunch hour here, I thought maybe we would kind of hang around a little bit and then Powell would launch it higher. I thought that was, you know, a possibility, but these highs have been taken already, so that now is off the table for me. So I mean, we could still go higher, but that's no longer a target for me. NQ, I do like the lows that we have over here, but it's our strongest index today. Again, we're also at all-time highs, which can be tricky to trade. So this more and more is starting to look like a big ass bull flag. So maybe we pop it and drop it. You know, pop, lock, and drop it, right? You know what that is. I might be showing my age a little bit. What's good, Monkey? Oh, NQ shorts? Oh yeah, you're fucked. Well, it depends on where you shorted. If you shorted, you know, somewhere decent, probably would have did all right. Coming off that, imbalance right there. I'm not sure if that got met or not. I can't even tell. No, it didn't. Body wise, that could be looked at as a mitigation. Right. Okay. Again, body wise, see that? High, low, higher, high. Look at that tweet, dude. That's fucking perfect. That's just disgusting. And I don't know where the mitigation would be based on a line chart, but that's where it would essentially be right there, right? Staying within that lower half, leaving the upper half open. That would have been the play. New low right there. Boom. Okay. Again, if you looked at it that way, that was available. Nice little 1 to 3, maybe something like that. Trading from mitigation to mitigation was definitely a possibility. So, but yeah, now, you know, again, with Powell lingering in the next 30 minutes, I don't know. I have zero idea what this wants to do. So we're going to be chilling for a little bit. Then I guess we'll swap over to, I guess, the Fed Reserve website, or if the Fed Reserve YouTube comes online, we'll go listen to that, I guess. And then we'll see what takes place. Guess we'll see what takes place. Drop a like on the stream for me. 50-something people, only 17 likes. You guys fucking blow. You guys are the worst. Literally the worst. You're the worst. The absolute worst. Maybe not as bad as my ex, but y'all are like a close number 2. Second place for the worst. Unsubbed. Unfollowed. Blocked. It was yesterday's 1 p.m. macro I think you were talking about that I missed. Yeah, probably. I don't remember off the top of my head. I don't remember everything. I know a lot, but not everything. You know, can't remember everything. I do remember that you guys are the fucking worst, though. I definitely remember that. We've been struggling with dropping likes on the stream for fucking 2 years. I don't know how. You know, I don't know how this is an ongoing issue. You know, it's December. None of you are in the holiday spirit. The fuck happened to the holiday spirit? You better get some. Better get you some holiday spirit, chat. Santa's gonna put your ass on the naughty list. Thank you, Nikki. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. We'll go take a look at dollar. I got Powell speaks over here too. The current mitigation, I mean, it's still in play, but it's not giving the greatest vibes. You know what I mean? It's not giving the vibes. It's respecting the halfway point. Respecting this very kind of a shit mitigation, but at least it's respecting it. Unlike y'all respecting the fucking like button. So, I mean, we might trade lower. I would assume that, but I would not be surprised if I was wrong. Send over the Grinch. Shit. Think I want to see my ex again? Keep her. We don't want the devil around these parts. We do not want that. No, no, no. No, no, no. Can't do it. Can't do it. Let's see. Okay. 106.73 has some clean highs for the dollar. That might not be a factor today, but that might be something to have on your chart for a while. We shall see. We have some lows right here. Right there. Which I don't think has been taken either. So we're kind of just resting right now above yesterday's low. Kind of just lingering around here, just chilling. Yeah, 2020. I did a few years ago. She gained a lot of weight. And that's all I'm going to say about it. That's all I'm going to say about it. But in fairness, though, character matters. Character matters more than looks. So imagine being ugly and a bitch. You know what I mean? That would suck. That would be horrible. How you overweight and angry? Like, bro, what are you doing? You're just reckless. That's why I teach personal development too, man. It all starts in the mind, bro. It all starts in the mind. We what was it Seneca said? We treat the body rigorously so it's not disobedient to the mind. That's why we do things like lift heavy weights, and I would say go for runs, but I don't do that. I definitely go for walks though, like most philosophers. So, you know, getting outside, getting exercise, you know, exercising the body, exercising the mind. That's where it all starts, you know? So that way that doesn't happen. You get fat, like, ugh. You don't want that, chat. You don't want that. Shit, I lost 10 pounds recently, like the last month and a half, maybe 2. I don't know. My time distortion is, I couldn't even tell you. But yeah, I'm off of all-time highs. I'll put it to you that way. I am off of all-time highs. So kind of like this retracement here. This was a month and a half ago, and it's like, this is me today. You know, I'm on a nice little retracement. I fuck with that. But yeah, you don't want to get fat, bro. Don't want to do it. What's the correlation between dollar and indices? You already know that, Flacco. I've already told you 1,000 times. I've already told you. Someone in the chat knows. What's my opinion on the correlation between DXY and indices? Who knows? Naruto, I don't walk every morning. I mean, it's raining right now, actually. I'm not going outside in the rain. I don't mind it being cold, but I'm not going out in the rain. That's entirely different. Yeah, fuck that. I'll just open the garage door and lift weights. Did the Bitcoin retrace right before 100? Yeah. What's my favorite music to hit? I mean, I don't think that's a complete sentence. Yeah, Roy, your band. My favorite music. Oh, wait, you said muscle. Oh, I got music out of that. I'm fucking illiterate today. What's your favorite muscle to hit? Oh, should have read that carefully. I don't know, man. I think I prefer push-ups over everything else. I prefer push-ups over everything else. You don't push-ups you can do anywhere at any time. You don't need weights. You don't need a gym membership. You know, it's like old school. It's old school. So whatever muscles those are, chest and whatever. Calvin Harris? Yeah, no thanks. Too mainstream for me.
Too basic, too mainstream. Not trying to hate Jordan, but let's go, Big James. $24 until Powell speaks, and we might get some shenanigans. We might get some finesse. And I am here for it. So, real quick, look what's going on with the indices today. Dow Jones. What is this? What is this? Okay. ES dropping lower this morning while NQ was higher. Now we have a lower NQ off the high of the day, whereas ES made a new high here and then traded off of it a little bit. And so we just have such a mixed day today. And then the CEO of United Healthcare, I think, got murdered. Which, you know, oh, well, why would that matter, John? Because I'm willing to bet United Healthcare, I think, is in the Dow Jones. I think so. I did not bother to do the research beforehand, so I don't want to sound like an idiot. When was this updated? I don't know. According to stockanalysis.com, UNH, United Health Group Incorporated, is part of the Dow Jones. So when the CEO of a company, one of the 30 largest companies in the United States, gets murdered, that's a big deal. And so that may be part of the reason why Nasdaq or why Dow has done some Dow things today. You know, that could definitely be a factor. Okay. So, you know, how many times have I seen that happen before? Honestly, in the last 10 years, I've never seen that. Or if I did, I didn't pay attention. You know, I've never seen the CEO of a company get murked and then watch the price action after that. Never done it. So this is kind of like a first time I'm seeing something like that. Can't be on the charts without music. I agree. The micro? Oh, you're right. The micro does. E-mini doesn't. Well, that's fucked. Sorry, excuse my French. You know, just more uncertainty to me. Building just a little bit more uncertainty as far as what is likely to take place. If I had to say though, right, if I was forced to take a trade, if I had to press buttons, I would short. Again, this is starting to look like a bull flag. I would either short this to rip or short above current high day, like 21.5. Right? I would do that and then have no stop loss on. That's what I would do. Roy said I listen to Stoic quotes while on the charts. Yeah, that's good. That is good stuff. I went over some philosophy last night. Actually, I did a leadership presentation on how to lead like a Roman emperor. Pulled 12 quotes out of meditations. Had a good time.
Right. Fed Reserve is not live yet. If you guys have a link to where Powell's going live at, you're welcome to send it to my Instagram so I can have it up here. Do I like poems? No, I don't. No, I do not. I've tried to get into them, but they just suck. And it's too advanced to try and sit there and figure out what's being said or what's not being said, and double entendres and all this allegory, all this shit. I'm just like, bro, just tell it to me like it is. We didn't need all this extra stuff for. I just never cared for it. That's just my opinion. But you guys see what I'm talking about though, right? This big bull flag here, right? Flag pole. And then the flag is forming like right here. So we've been bullish. We're at all-time highs. And if we post a bull flag, that to me just seems like the ultimate finesse to rip it. But at the end of the day, I can't always tell if they're gonna manipulate the markets manually, you know. I can't always predict that with a high degree of accuracy. So I feel like a Powell speech is where they can do something like that. They can yoink it. Omar, did Powell speak yet? Okay. So price is here. Powell speaks here. It's 12:25 on this chart, and Powell doesn't speak till 12:45. So is 12:25 12:45? It's like when people used to ask me, right, when I was on the Go Live platform, hey, John, are you live? I'm like, no, it's called Go Recording. The fuck? It's Go Live, dumbass. You know, people used to get so mad. That guy's an asshole. Well, because you ask stupid shit. What do you mean? Am I live? So, what crypto do you like for this run? I don't know. I think it's too late to get in now. That's what I think. One of my good friends' brother hit me up yesterday. He said, what do you think about Ripple? I'm like, it's way too late to get in now. He's like, oh no, I, caught part of this run. I'm like, well, that's good. I would, not financial advice, but I would just sell half and hold the rest. If it was me. So there it is. There it is, chat. There's my commentary for that. So we're coming up on 12:30, which is the open of the next 30-minute candle, 15-minute candle, 5-minute candle. So we'll see what we do. Leading up to Mr. Powell. Mr. Powell. What other questions you guys got? Or are you just chilling today? Yeah. So I'm going to go to the bank later. And if this thing shits the bed, I'm going to walk in there and talk to the tellers and be, I'm going to withdraw some cash, right? I'm going to just look at them and be like, did you catch the Nasdaq today? Did you catch those Nasdaq shorts today? Be like, huh? What? Be like, the Nasdaq fucking ripped ass. What do you mean? You know?
Oh, look at that. Deep retracement there on ES. Yup. Yup. Starting to look like it, chat. Starting to look like it. Or I might just run that low and go higher. But, you know, I'm going to stick with the idea of shorts. 38 or 388 to me just looks juicy. It looks juicy. Anyway, nice, Omar. Gold paid me today, not going my profits back to Poppy Powell. Yeah, I agree, Cameron. If you were able to do something today, I would just be done. I would just be done and be gone. Go, go have a cocktail or maybe a watermelon margarita with some chips and queso, you know? That sounds like a good lunch afternoon. That's what I would do. Still wondering what content you have for us that you mentioned the other day that you're holding back. Dude, I have a video planned, and that video is probably going to be the longest fucking video I will ever do. I could break it down into probably like 6 or 7 videos. I'm just going to do it straight. I'm just going to do it straight, and it's going to be long. That video is probably going to be, I would say, I don't know specifically, but I'm guessing between 2 to 3 hours long. And it's a really cool concept. But trust me, I'm working on some cool stuff. I promise. If you've enjoyed my content this far, trust me, you're going to be like, yeah, this is wonderful. Jordan, I don't know, man. I've been doing a lot of things lately outside of like trading and doing the lesson plans and stuff too. So I don't want to make excuses, but I have been, just a little bit busy. But I'll do my best to put out the mistakes one, like, common mistakes and how to fix them. That I'll do my best to put that out by the end of the year. The one that I'm talking about, that long ass one, that one's probably going to be in January. It's probably going to be in January. So, man, we're getting some volatility here. We're getting some volatility here leading up to, here I was saying we might not get much leading up to Powell, and we're getting a little bit on ES at least. Roy, I am cool and very good friends with the Trade House. Jordan, Zach, Rock, Iffy, Daniel, Siva, Mike Miles. I don't have any. I'm trying to pick my words carefully here. Most of the other educators, I don't talk to them. Like, they do their thing, I do my thing. But I've actually had quite a few different educators reach out to me over the last like 2 years, just to ask personal questions or, to get some advice or something. And I'm always down for that. It's fine. So, I'm cool with those people, but yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Well, if I tell you what it's going to be about, then it would ruin the surprise, wouldn't it? You can't ask somebody what the present is as they're holding it and they haven't opened it. It's like,
you got to open it. You know what I mean? You got to wait and be patient. You got to wait and be patient, my boy. You got to wait, mate. Where'd the alert go? Did it fucking disappear? Oh no, trading view. Trading view. There they go with that bullshit, bro. All lagging and whatnot. And we haven't even got to his speech yet. Lord have mercy, dude. That is crazy. That is crazy. For downside on, honestly, on ES, I don't know. I really don't know. I couldn't even tell you. We have this gap. We might be able to fill that in, I guess. And then NQ, the 388 is also not just lows, but it's also, you know, that gap from this morning too. So that's another reason why I told you if I had to pick a direction, it'd be that way. Gap up, bull flag. Seems like bullshit to me. So you've been warned. Okay. You've been warned, chat. Omar, I'm not even sure what a sell to buy is, bro. I don't know what that is. Let me see. It's about 7 minutes. Roughly. Unless he's speaking now. I don't think so. Yeah. We got a few minutes. We got a few minutes, chat. Yeah, Roy, I have no idea. But no, for real, it does. Bull flags, you know, after bull markets are bullshit. Usually. Just how it is. If it was me and I wanted to get people along to rip it lower, I wouldn't want to waste time. I would want to initiate the carnage expeditiously. Like, oh, you're long? Okay, good luck getting out, bitch. I'm taking it down. And just heavy down candles, big, just carnage, you know? That way, you know, the market moves to hurt the most amount of people. So if they're going to get long, market's going to go down fast and not give people a chance to get out or to mitigate risk or anything. You know, they're going to take it and run, ideally. Give an inch, take a mile. And that's kind of the vibes I'm getting, you know? Why do you need technical analysis when you could just use vibes, right? Vibe analysis, you know what I mean? It's either suspect or it's not, you know? How's that? That'd make a good video, right? You don't need technical analysis when you got good vibes. Yeah, I got funded with the vibes analysis, bro. Wish I could grow a beard like yours. Shave every day, bro. Shave every day. That's what I did. I had to do that when I was on the military. But my beard came back so fast. If I shaved at 5:30, 6 a.m. in the morning, by
7, 8 p.m. that same day, it would look like I didn't shave in the morning. I used to get, not in trouble, but they used to complain about that. You didn't shave this morning. Yes, I did, Chief. I did shave. Ask around. Well, why does it look like that? Why does your face look like that? Because I'm a man, Chief. What do you mean? I'm a fucking man, Chief. Yeah, I used to talk a lot of shit, bro. I used to talk a lot of shit. Or, I'll tell you what, if you want a nice beard, just go bald, bro. Just go bald. I mean, it's not like you have a choice. I didn't have a choice. You sound like my dad. Dude, I told you I'm getting old, man. I'm getting old. I'm unk now. Uncle. What do you expect from me, dude? We have 2 imbalances right here. Wondering if this is a breakaway and we respond to this one. Okay, taking a trade right before Powell is like, don't do that. But let's see. We'll take a look. Take a look ski. Because I can never find it on the website. I can never find the live streams on the website. I don't know, chat. I don't know. He tells me the same story from the Army. Roy, I'm Navy. Well, yeah, ex-Navy, yeah. Hated it. Most of it. Some of it was all right. Why would one choose to get funded? Why would you not want to be funded? It's like saying, why wouldn't you want to borrow a bunch of money if you're a good trader? You know what I'm saying? It's like walking past $100 on the ground and just not picking it up. Like, why would you do that? Most people would pick it up. Yeah, Roy, you're banned. Banned. Live on CNBC YouTube. All right, let's check it out. We'll check it out. We'll check it out.
Interesting all the time. And I work at an institution full of highly talented people who are committed to public service. We know that the things that we do really matter for everybody, you know, people.
Probably can't hear that, huh? It's pretty low.
I get enormous satisfaction about that. And I you know, there's a fair amount of responsibility, but you think about people who run large organizations, it probably feels very much the same.
Even when you can just change the dial and it changes everything.
So I've been at the Fed for almost 13 years, and I've been chair for 6.5 years, and I'm kind of used to the work that we do and the way we do it and all that. And so, I don't experience it as difficult and unpleasant, although, you know, it can certainly be that. But I just feel I feel lucky to do it, and I basically enjoy the work a great deal.
Okay, so let's just go back in time, though, just to explain a little bit to everybody about how this happened. And it didn't just happen to you. It's something that you wanted. You graduated from Princeton. After Princeton, by the way, you went to Europe, from what I've read now. You have a guitar.
Yeah.
You were playing music in Paris, including the song I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry. Could you still play that song?
That's not a hard song to play. I could play that song. I can't sing it very well.
Did you make
anymore.
money doing this?
No, never. People pay me to stop, actually.
And then you come back to the States, and you become a lawyer. Then you go to Dillon Reed.
Yeah.
And when you're at Dillon Read, which was an investment bank, just to date the world here, no longer with us, it's been merged into a whole bunch of other places since then, you had a boss named Nicholas Brady, who later on, by the way, becomes the Treasury Secretary. But I'm curious, you're sitting there at this bank, and it was at this bank that you knew that you wanted to do something in public service.
Actually, when I was in college, I'm not one of those very mature kids who came out with a plan. I really had one thought. I'd grown up in Washington, D.C. My family was not part of the government and those elite circles, but I had this thought that I wanted to have a life which was mostly in the private sector, but then to do public service from time to time. And I had people like Cyrus Vance and George Shultz, who some of you may remember, in mind. People like that who had great private sector careers. That was the only idea that I had. And so one day at Dillon Read, I forced myself to get up and walk up the stairs and knock on Nick Brady's giant office, which seemed to me like the Palace of Versailles at the time, given I was working in a broom closet at the time, and say, Nick, if you do anything in Washington, he's a former U.S. Senator. He was close to former President George H.W. Bush. If you do anything in Washington, I'd love to staff you. And he said, that's great, thanks. He asked his assistant to write my name down, and I went back to my broom closet, thinking nothing would happen. But a couple months later, I get a call from Denise Emmett, who says, please come up. And I worked on a project with Nick Brady in Washington. We became friends and colleagues. He becomes Secretary of the Treasury, eventually invites me to go to Washington as an assistant secretary. And honest to God, the point of the story is that little bit of initiative to force myself to get up and very fearfully knock on his door, thinking he might take it the wrong way. Maybe I wanted to leave the firm or something. And that little bit of initiative, without that, I would not be sitting here. There's no way I'd be sitting here. That is what opened the door to me to do public service at a high level that I hadn't really earned or deserved. So
did you ever think, you don't have a PhD?
No.
So did you ever think that you wanted to go to the Fed?
So when I worked at Treasury, for 3 years. And I really liked the people at the Fed, people like Don Cohn and Alan Greenspan and many others. I liked it, but I never thought that's where I would wind up. I thought I'd love to come back and serve again in some kind of economic capacity, but I never thought I would be at the Fed. So then what happened was I did a study of the debt ceiling during the 2010 debt ceiling crisis, and I briefed really the Republican House and Senate caucuses and convinced them that they had to raise the debt ceiling, that it wasn't a fake thing, that there really would be a default. And the Obama administration was extremely grateful to me for doing that and nominated me to the Fed. And I've loved it really since I started there.
So you never had the sense, there's a guy you probably know who has a sense that your job, he says, it's the greatest job in government. You show up to the office once a month and you say, let's flip a coin, and everybody talks about you like you're a god.
Yeah.
That is President-elect Trump.
I know, yeah. So he's right. The part about it being the greatest job, it might well be right. I have to say, I do, as I mentioned, I do love the work, and it's a special place to be surrounded by people who are so dedicated and to know that your work really matters for people. It's a very special honor to do that.
Yeah, fuck
work.
yeah, it matters.
Did you laugh when you heard that?
Printing money and fucking everybody's groceries up.
But
Grocery bill.
he's not right about the come to work, once every month.
Just the flipping of the coin part?
Yeah, that part it's not like that. Not like that.
Let me ask you this, because it is the sort of political question that I think is in the mix right now, which is, you have talked a lot about the importance of the independence of the Federal Reserve. This is a group of people that I know that you are highly committed to. And there are now genuine questions, because the president-elect has been quite outspoken about it, just publicly, about the idea that maybe the Federal Reserve should come under more control and the White House should have more influence over it. What do you think when you hear that?
Well, I think that what is the case for the Fed being independent? What does independent mean? It basically means that we can make our decisions without them being reversed, other than by Congress, which created it. We're a creature of Congress. We're not in the Constitution. We're a creature of statute. So that's what independent means. And that gives us the ability to make these decisions for the benefit of all Americans at all times, not for any particular political party or political outcome. we're supposed to achieve maximum employment and price stability for the benefit of all Americans and keep out of politics completely. I think there is very, very broad support for
that's
that
cap.
set of ideas in Congress, in both political parties, on both sides of the hill. And that's what really matters. It's
Price stability for those options, boys.
And I'm not concerned that there's some risk that we would lose our statutory independence, because I do think that those set of ideas are strongly believed by people. And as
but do you fear, I mean, he has talked openly about firing you, which is something technically he's not supposed to be able to do.
So I never discuss anything that elected officials say, so I'm going to disappoint you here. I just know, this is our focus. The U.S. economy is in very good shape right now. It's in remarkably good shape. We are the sort of envy of other large economies around the world, and I want to do everything I can to keep it there during the rest of my term, and I feel very good about where the economy is and where monetary policy is.
We're going to go there in a moment, and I'm going to try a slightly different approach with you, which is this. Because this guy's not elected yet, or even confirmed. So the new Treasury Secretary, likely to be, if he gets confirmed, Scott Bessent, who I think you know, has made this is what he told Barron's. He said it publicly. He said, quote, and this is an effort to undermine your power. He said, you could do the earliest Fed nomination and create a shadow Fed chair. And based on the concept of forward guidance, effectively the idea of what people expect in the future, no one is really going to care what Jerome Powell has to say anymore. What do you think the impact of something like that would be? Do you believe that that's even a possibility in the world?
So let me say, I don't think that's on the table at all. There's a set of institutional relationships between the Fed and every administration. I fully expect that we'll have the same general kinds of relationships that we have, institutional relationships, for example, with the Council of Economic Advisors, but most importantly with the Treasury Department. The Treasury Secretary and the Fed Chair have had breakfast or lunch together every week for 75 years. And not more than that, the institutions have to, there's got to be trust and mutual respect and acknowledgement of the different authorities and boundaries that we have.
All right, so look, I'm pretty fucking bored. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I thought we would probably have something a little bit better than this. But yeah, like Cameron said, if you want to go to the CNBC YouTube channel and you can watch and listen to that live if you'd like to. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it off because, I'm not really interested in. I mean, he's giving political answers, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. To me, that's just boring. He probably got the questions beforehand so he could prepare. It's like, okay, that I'm just bored with that. I'm more interested in price action. So we do have some volatility, to a degree. We came down to sweep these lows and we did not sell off, right? So, we'll have to see what this does. I guess we'll probably clear some highs and go for a new high of day. That's what it's starting to look like. So I am not interested in this. I'm not interested in trading this environment. So, I'm guessing new highs are going to be on the table. I guess that is what is in store. All right. So if you want, we were watching the 5-minute this whole time. Okay. But if you want something to study, here's a pretty good study. Real quick before you guys go. These lows, right? This one and this one swept here. Look at that inversion model right there. Entry, stop. What's good for me, or 1 to 2, 1 to 2. What's good for you is good for me, or what's good for me is good. Whatever the fuck it was, chat. I forgot it. Inversion. stop at the low, 1 to 2s right there. So again, I wasn't looking for that. I told you if I had to pick a direction, it would be short. Okay, so obviously I was wrong in that assumption, and I'm glad I didn't trade it. Okay, but again, that's a good study though. Okay, running liquidity and then trading to opposing liquidity, right? So new high of day, oh wow, new all-time highs too actually would be 21,500. Okay, so we'll see how that goes, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut it here. We're pretty much at the end of the hour as well, so yeah. Sorkin wrote too big to fail. Having read his book, his line of questioning not as engaging as I expected. Yeah, I don't know. Naruto says triple screen was useful for not ending up on the wrong side today. Beautiful. I love to see that. Right. Longed micro ES from the second imbalance and printed only up candles. Nice job, Toby. Toby, I feel like you've been trading I feel like you've been taking really, really good trades lately, which is good. That's real good. Oh shit. This is our macro too. Now that I think about it. Now that I think about it, 1250 and 110 would be right there, like inside that window from here to here. Right? Actually, let's take the indicator, because the indicator only prints. It doesn't print foresight, like in front of the candles. It only prints at the candle and behind it. But this inversion model was right prior to. Oh, I deleted the wrong shit. 1250 is here. Sorry. 1250 to 110. So this is that macro window. I'll give it a couple minutes and see if we can get that. Ricky, why do you do the last 15 and the first 15? Is that just because of like the 15-minute candle, or why is that? You're the only one I know who does that. Thank you, Naruto. Multiple time frames closing at once. Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense. We're getting ready to get our open of the new hour here in just a second. So I'll give it just a few minutes, see if we can get this 21.5. But I'm not in it. I don't care about it. So we'll see. We shall see, chat. There's a small imbalance right here. Ooh, and that just got fucking ripped. You see that volatility right there? That's the open of the hour right here. That was kind of cool. That shit yoinked straight lower. What else do we have today? Oh no, that was it. We had ADP non-farm PMI, and then this is our last level 3 news for today. Okay. Okay, chat. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Mason. I was like, I wonder if Powell might have said something. I already muted his. I exited out of the listening to him. It was really low too. I didn't really care for that. I have my OBS volume like maxed out just to get it to normal volume. Yeah, if I didn't change it, this outro music would like blast your fucking eardrums. And yeah, Flacco, that's why I zoomed out to that 5-minute time frame to see if it dipped into something. I was just trying to be quick about it. Was trying to be quick. I've got a runner from New York Open wanting to see if they hit 21.5 since I'm going to the gym. Moving my wrist to 21.440s. Wrist or risk? Let me just double check the other indices. See, ES has been doing this all week. All week, unless it's a new high. It looks equal though. Oh no, that's barely higher. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, dude, ES all week has been printing stuff like this. Just multiple highs or a bunch of clean lows. Like over and over again. It's been doing that. But I guess it took it barely. Yeah, it makes sense, Ricky. I figured risk was the right word. I figured as much. And that 15-second was a bit vicious. Viciousness. QQQ 15-minute. This overall looks pretty shitty. If I'm being honest, this looks pretty bad. And SPY, this was a drawing I had from this morning. I was on a call with a buddy of mine earlier. I was saying we should go higher, divergent, and run it lower. And I left the drawing there. But we didn't do it the way that I wanted to. But that's still there. And SPY, let's see, has low resistance highs there. Yeah, so we might not be done. Might not be done, chat. So this should be a new 5-minute candle. Opening of a new 5-minute candle here. So yeah, Ricky, I agree. I'm gonna let this play out the rest of the afternoon, and then I'll come back and look at the day as a whole. You know, and take a gander. Yeah, they basically both had that same retracement there. But I will tell you, man, it's been the day that I thought it would be. You know, difficult, you know, a little bit indices out of sync, and certain things that I look for just didn't form, or they formed but not in the way that I wanted them to, like at the right time and stuff, or they would do something different first. And it's just like, when days like this happen, that's when I feel out of sync with the market. And it's like, okay, if I'm out of sync, then I'm probably not going to take trades, right? I mean, think about it. I told you earlier, you know, that I would rather short, you know, versus going long. And then I pointed out these imbalances here, and it's like, okay, well, am I going to short that? I mean, I could have, right? You can always just take a trade. But the thing is, we had just taken these lows. So am I going to short right after some lows have been taken? It's like, no. The formation is still there. Like overall, that bull flag is still here. But right before we got to 1245, that's what I was saying. To take a trade right before Powell speaking, why would you do that? You know? So if that wasn't the case, and I don't know, if Powell wasn't speaking, I still probably would have thought the same thing. But then if I would have watched it, probably I would have assumed maybe longs. I don't know. It's hard to say. Because ES had that high here. I didn't really trust that as a target. It hit that, but, you know, I didn't want to be long. So we'll close out this macro. At least the macro that I look at, Ricky, we're about to close out in about a minute and a half. So I want to see if we can get this run before that. But again, you know, the precision has not been there entirely, at least for me. Let's take a look at dollar real quick as well. We ended up getting a move back into the range, now in between these highs and these lows. So that I probably would have not wanted to see. But yeah, we'll close out this macro and then I'll shut the stream off. That'll be a wrap until I'll do the market view tomorrow, as always. And then we'll be here on Friday. Same time, same place. Know what I'm saying, chat? All right, so that is going to be it, man. Y'all be good, be blessed. Again, we'll be here on Friday. Same time, same place, for free. Invite your friends. They are welcome to join the live streams. They don't have to pay for a membership, but if you want to get them on here, everybody's welcome. Okay, 21.5, that seems like a likely upside target, but I'm not in a trade. All right, won't benefit me or won't hurt me either way. So that's all I got for you. Y'all be good. See you then.